All right, hello everyone, and welcome to the WTS Sacramento January Lunch Program. We're so glad that you were able to join us today, and we are, probably maybe you have a mix of some non-members and members, and we're hoping to just give you a little bit more information about WTS International and WTS as a whole, and then also a little bit more about our local chapter and the programs that we put on. My name is Caselli. I am the WTS Sacramento chapter president and a project manager with Mark Thomas. And I've been a WTS member for 11 years, since 2013. And presenting with me today is Amanda Kahn, and she will do a quick introduction of herself.
Hi, everyone. I'm Amanda Kahn, and I'm our chapter vice president. I'm a senior engineering geologist at Caltrans headquarters in geotechnical services, and I've been a member of WTS since 2015, so 9 years.
Awesome. All right, let's go ahead and jump in. So WTS is dedicated to creating a more diverse, inclusive, and equitable transportation industry through global advancement of women. WTS is a professional organization, and our mission is to attract, sustain, connect, and advance women's careers to strengthen the transportation industry. Our vision is equity and access for women in transportation. Just a little bit of history about WTS. It was formed in 1977, and WTS actually stands for Women in Transportation Seminar, which has been abbreviated to WTS now. And some wonder what the seminar comes from, or the naming convention. And that was actually because back in 1970s, women were largely discouraged from participating in professional associations unless the activities were deemed educational. So in response, a group of pioneering women organized luncheons and workshops that were deemed acceptable as seminars. And so that's where the seminar name comes in. Today, WTS is a vibrant and essential part of the transportation industry, and both women and men are a part of WTS and help support our mission. So there are kind of three parts to WTS, and so just kind of there's the overall vision and mission of WTS, and we're under the umbrella of one WTS, but there's kind of three, I guess, different segments of that. And so there's WTS International, which is the parent organization. WTS International handles the ratification of chapters. It handles all membership payments, and they also set a framework for the chapters to provide resources and tools to help the chapters out. Alongside WTS International is the WTS Foundation, which holds all of our charitable funds. And so through the WTS Foundation, those funds are used for education, research, and scholarship purposes. And then finally, the last item under that umbrella is the WTS chapters, which are the local chapters that implement the mission at a more local scale, like WTS Sacramento, that Amanda and I are president and vice president of. So for the past 47 years, WTS has provided relevant professional development, mentoring, and networking opportunities to connect, support, and advance women in the industry. But in 2020, the organization took a pretty bold move and decided to do a little bit of rebranding, and to take a look at core values and strategic plan a little bit closer. And so they developed these core values. So one being, we are collaborative. We as WTS seek ways to collaborate within and beyond WTS, both traditional and non-traditional organizations, to support the mission. We are future focused. We have set long-range goals that drive our decisions as an organization today. However, we are agile and innovative as we anticipate and respond to new opportunities and challenges for current memberships, students, and workforce. We are professional, meaning we are committed to doing what's best for our members through responsible and transparent actions. And finally, we are inclusive. WTS is a safe place to find one's voice, develop, learn, and thrive. In addition to those core values, there's kind of four primary themes or words that help develop a roadmap for WTS, and that is attract, sustain, connect, and advance. So to touch on each of those, we strive to attract by developing and cultivating the next generation of a diverse and inclusive workforce as current and future leaders of the industry. We work to sustain, to support and retain broader and equal representation for women and all populations through all levels of transportation, through all levels of their transportation career. This also helps to ensure women stay and grow in the workforce as they navigate their careers and competing priorities. For Connect, we are creating a network to facilitate and enhance meaningful and lasting professional relationships to foster career and personal growth. And then lastly, Advance, which is to broaden women's professional leadership skills as all disciplines and all levels of transportation to achieve career goals, diversify the workforce, and advance women for the public good. So these are kind of the four words that I think really sum up WTS and part of the mission that WTS takes on. But overall, we're working to build, network, connect members, and meaningful and lasting professional relationships and skills dedicated to advancing women and advancing transportation. Here's just a map of all of the chapters throughout the United States, and then we also have the Toronto chapter in Canada. WTS International is headquartered in Washington, D.C. We have 69 chapters, and I think that there's a few heading towards ratification soon as well. Nationally, there are about 8,500 members, both from the public and private sector, and also both men and women. And I just also want to highlight there's student chapters as well, but you don't necessarily have to have a student chapter at your school in order to become a student member of WTS, and the student memberships are free. So WTS Sacramento supports UC Davis, that Amanda will get into a little bit, but there's also, if you're, at Sac State, or somebody at Sac State who's interested in becoming a member, they can join for free as well. These are the leaders behind WTS International. We have the current chair of WTS International, which is Janet Walker Ford, and Karen Good, who is the WTS Foundation chair. These positions are voted on by the WTS membership nationally and shift every few years based on the term limits. There are 13 individuals on the WTS International Board of Directors and another 10 on the WTS Foundation board. Serving on these international boards are volunteers, and so these women hold full-time jobs in addition to their duties as WTS International board members. The WTS International president and CEO is Sarah Sickler. She has a staff of about 8 people in Washington, D.C., and these positions are actually full-time jobs, and a lot of what they do is help support the chapters with tools and resources, again, to carry out the WTS mission. WTS International puts on a number of events throughout the year, but I think one of the best that I've attended a few times is the annual conference. If you ever get an opportunity to attend, it's fantastic and very inspiring, and so I highly encourage anyone who is able to attend. That's kind of the international. They set a lot of the strategic plan for the overall WTS mission, but then we're going to talk a little bit about the Sacramento chapter specifically. So our local chapter was founded in 1985, so we're 39 years old. Although we don't have too much information about the initial formation of our chapter, it has grown significantly over the last decade or so, maybe 2 decades. And has really become a distinguished organization in our transportation community. Sacramento supports not just the Sacramento region, but technically everything north of Sacramento. But there's also a number of other California-based chapters. There's one in San Francisco, Central Valley, Los Angeles, Orange County, Inland Empire, and San Diego. And our local chapter of WTS Sacramento has about 210 members. Our chapter, also similar to the international board, has a group of volunteers that are serving on the board to help organize some of the programs that we put on and events in our region. You've already met myself, Kira, and Amanda. Amanda Kahn from Caltrans is our vice president. But then I also want to recognize a few of our other executive board members, Kathleen Hanley, who is from SACOG, and she is our chapter secretary. Cindy Jimenez from AECOM is our chapter's treasurer. And Emily Abrahams from Caltrans is our chapter's immediate past president. So all of these roles are voted on every 2 years by the WTS Sacramento membership, and each position will hold a 2-year term. Serving kind of underneath the executive board is our chapter board, which consists of committee chairs and members at large who each have responsibilities on certain programs or tasks in our chapter. Just could not do anything without this group of individuals. They're fantastic. So just a huge thank you to all of our committee chairs and members at large who serve on our committees. This is our 2024 board listed here. As I mentioned, these are all volunteer positions. So there's a number of hours, sometimes hours and hours when we have big events coming up each month that this group dedicates to our programs. And again, we couldn't do anything without them. Being part of the board, it not only kind of allows you to develop some of those planning and organizing skills, but also allows you to meet people that you might not typically interact with in your day-to-day career. So it's really great at building relationships that really last through your career. Everyone listed here is just phenomenal. And if you know any of them and you want to ask them any questions about the board, they are great resources and have lots of information about what it's like and you know, what their particular role is. And as you can see, we do have some openings for chair positions, but beyond that, if you would like to, you know, get more involved, there's also committees for a lot of these chair positions, and a lot of the work that we do kind of comes out of those committees as well. So that's just a little bit about background about WTS International and a little bit about how our chapter functions, how our local chapter functions. So to talk a little bit more about all of the programs that we put on, I'm going to turn it over to Amanda Kahn.
Thanks, Kira. Hi, everyone. For those of you who joined late, I am Amanda Kahn. I'm our chapter vice president, and I'm a senior engineering geologist at Caltrans. So like Kira talked about, we have all of our volunteer chair positions that help make all of our programs a success. And so I'm going to go through some of our programs. So as most of you know, we have monthly lunch programs. This discussion today is our January lunch program. They are typically hybrid programs hosted at SACOG's office in downtown Sacramento. We like to mix things up and keep things informative and talk about various topics such as projects, policy, education, as well as funding. They are free for all of our chapter members, and they are paid for non-members. So if you would like to become a member, you get to attend all these programs for free. And we have a program coming up in February, on February 26th, that we just solidified today, so it didn't make the list. After that, we have a program in March about the Sacramento Airport expansion project. And then in April, we'll be talking about Caltrans Transportation Equity Index. Some other topics that we've had last year, I believe, we had an update on the governor's budget, the state budget. We talked about the upcoming Elk Grove Zoo project. We had a panel with an ADA discussion, and we also learned about Caltrans wildfire management practices. So lots of different topics to hopefully provide useful information for all sorts of different professionals. We also have a professional development program, and our professional development sessions provide valuable skill building opportunities for our members. They are member-only events, and we typically hold them twice a year, one in fall and one in spring. Some topics that we like to, some topics we like to have for professional development have been, we've had stress management workshops, conflict resolution workshops, communication skills, confidence building, and some more of the fun ones we've had have been our golf clinic, shown here on the screen. And we've also had a self-defense class, which was really cool. We all learned some self-defense skills in a hands-on active workshop. And we survey our membership each year to get ideas of what topics might be of interest. But if you do have any ideas or suggestions, we would love to hear about it. Up next, we have our Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion program. And our D&I program has helped to elevate the programs that we host, as well as our communications and conversations that we have to recognize the diverse workforce that we have in the transportation field. And our D&I program puts a focus on celebrating cultural heritage months and inclusivity months throughout the year, and hopefully sharing some connections in the transportation field. Through this program, we also established our chapter's Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion High School Scholarship, which we named in honor of local Sacramento Congresswoman Doris Matsui. And this year will be our third year awarding this scholarship. So we're very proud to have established this and been able to award it year after year. And this program also helps ensure that our monthly lunch program topics have a focus on diversity and inclusion. We also have a mentorship program. So we established this program to connect local industry leaders, young professionals, and students to help grow the future of our industry. The purpose of our program is for the mentee to develop their professional talent through a formal 9-month partnership with a mentor. So we go through and pair our mentors and mentees, and they have one-on-one meetings together, as well as group meetings with the other mentees and mentors. And this program is open to members only for our mentees, but we do not require our mentors to be a WTS Sacramento member. So if you're interested, please reach out to Kira and I about this program, especially because we haven't kicked off our 2024 program yet, but stay tuned for more information. We also have our annual recognition awards. So we award these awards to recognize people and projects in the Sacramento transportation community. So as you can see here, we have 6 different categories, and nominations for these awards are due each winter. So our 2023 award winners have been selected, and they will be presented at our upcoming award dinner, which will be held on January 31st. And all of the award winners at the local chapter level are then forwarded on to WTS International. And so they have a chance to compete against all the other chapters in the nation and potentially win an award at the international level. And so our annual awards event is upcoming on January 31st, and registration closes tomorrow. So you still have a chance to attend and see the award presentations for 2023. And similarly, we have our scholarship program. And so our scholarship winners will also be awarded at the annual awards dinner on the 31st. And we are proud to award scholarships at the high school, junior college, undergraduate, graduate levels, and also at the trade school level as well. And we open our award application period in the fall and award them in January. And just like the awards, our scholarship winners are also forwarded to WTS International and then have an opportunity to earn another scholarship from WTS International. And we're super proud. At the Sacramento chapter, we have had, I believe, 2 students win awards from WTS International. So students from our Sacramento region have competed against all the other applicants across the United States and have been selected as just phenomenal scholarship candidates. So very proud. And in total, since 2008, which is when we actually started tracking our scholarships, we've given away $180,000. And so this year we will cross the $200,000 threshold of scholarships that we've given away here in Sacramento. And so this year we're giving away $29,500, which is a record amount that we are proud to award. So to raise money for those scholarships, we host our annual fashion show fundraiser. So this is a very unique event if you haven't heard of it. We typically hold it in September each year, and it was first held in 2013. And so this past September, it was our 10th anniversary of this event. And we had a record-breaking year of funds raised. We raised $31,000 this year in September. And we hosted the event downtown at the Library Galleria. And you can see some photos from that event. And I know some attendees here attended, so I hope that you guys all had a great time. It's one of our favorite events every year. Takes a lot of planning, but it's always worth it and always such a great success. So we also have a Transportation U program. So this program has been on hold for the last 2 years because we were impacted by the pandemic, this program especially, and we're really hoping to revive it soon as we can. But this is a program where we partner with local middle schools or high schools or other youth groups as a way to introduce girls to transportation careers. And we like to have in-person events like such as field trips or lessons regarding STEM. So that's why it's been on hold since the pandemic. But then the other program that WTS International has is the annual Capital Summit. So this is one of WTS International's signature programs. It is an in-person week-long conference or so that is held at the University of Maryland, and a WTS board member will accompany a high school level student to attend the summit, and they will participate in engineering challenges, networking events, local tours of museums, tours of the college campus, showing them what dorm life might be. It's just a really fantastic opportunity for students to learn about components of transportation as well as what higher education might be in the transportation field. So we are also proud to honor and celebrate new appointments and retirements in the Sacramento region transportation sector. And some recent honorees that we've been able to host receptions for have been Caltrans Chief Engineer Donna Berry, CTC Executive Director Tanisha Taylor, Caltrans Director Tony Tavares, and CalSTA Secretary of Transportation Tokso Mashakin. And outside of our other programs, we also have a lot of other events that we have. So some other members only events that we've hosted have been our Spin with Vin class, which was a spin class hosted by Vince Mamano. We also had a members only Mugshots and Margaritas event. And this was a really fun event where we all had an opportunity to get an updated headshot and all hang out together and have a little bit of fun. We also have other events where we partner with other local organizations. So we've had the APWA WTS Public Works Roundtable. That event happens every other year. We recently had a pub crawl that was a joint event with YPT, and upcoming in February, we have a transportation panel that we are hosting with SMPS in downtown Sacramento. And last but not least, we are proud to support the WTS student chapter at UC Davis, and we've supported them since 2017 when they were officially ratified. They strive to conduct quarterly programs on transportation topics and expose undergraduate and graduate level students to various careers in transportation. As Kira mentioned earlier, all student WTS memberships are totally free. So regardless of what school a student goes to, they can become a WTS member and start getting connected to the industry. So we really recommend that. And I just want to give a shout out to all of our chairs and committees that help make all these programs such a success. Our chapter truly could not make it all happen without our dedicated volunteers.
All right. Thanks, Amanda. And I echo that. It really does take a village. So thank you again to our committee chairs. So now we're going to talk a little bit about how you can get involved. I'm guessing you're here because you're interested in potentially getting involved in some way, shape, or form. And so one way is through our corporate partner program. WTS Sacramento offers corporate partnerships where companies and agencies receive annual benefits providing financial support to WTS. There are various levels of partnership. And so some of those benefits are memberships, lunch program vouchers for non-members, job bank postings, company and agency recognition on our emails and at our events, and a lot more. So if you are interested in your company participating in our corporate partner program, please reach out to Carly Beholtz. Her email is in the chat, and I think Amanda, or on the screen, I think Amanda is going to put it in the chat. And then just to recognize our 2023 corporate partners, I just want to give them a quick shout out. They're shown on the screen here. We are currently working on renewing our 2023s to 2024s. And it is really with the financial support of our corporate partners that WTS is able to successfully achieve goals and missions that we set out. So again, a huge thank you to our corporate partners. And if you're interested, please again, reach out to Carly. Another way to get involved is I kind of mentioned the job bank, and this is something that really is kind of primarily for our corporate partners, but there's also, if your company is not a corporate partner, there's an opportunity for you to participate in this as well. But we have a job bank that provides a forum to advertise vacant positions and serves as a valuable resource for some job seekers in the region. Posting a position on the WTS job bank is, again, free for corporate partners, and then there's a $250 fee per post for non-partners. If you're looking for a job, it's a great opportunity to check our job bank out. And if you are interested in posting a position, please reach out to either Haley Kwan or Veronica Garcia McGrew, our two website chair positions. Another really great way to get involved is through memberships as WTS members. I think you've kind of heard there's a lot of networking, education, and professional development opportunities as members. There we go. You can attend in-person and virtual events focused on transportation trends and industry trends for free or usually at a reduced cost. Again, build your professional network, access professional development and leadership trainings. You also get access to an online portal called My WTS Communities, which is a members-only professional network site, and that's actually hosted through International. And in addition to that, International also has a WTS Knowledge Lab that's an online resource portal through WTS International and their website. There's also annual conferences that WTS International hosts. I mentioned that earlier, and it's great with networking and project tours, and you would get a reduced rate for that program as well. There's the professional mentoring program, both at our chapter level and at International, that being a member would open you up to that opportunity as well. So if you want to get involved and become a member, or that's great. We certainly encourage that. But if you want to get involved a little bit more, you can also become a board member, and that'll give you a little bit more like leadership opportunities and allow you to build professional skills and again build your professional network. As we mentioned, interact with people maybe you wouldn't interact with in your normal day-to-day job. So it's great. So to become a member, or if you're thinking about becoming a member, WTS International did just restructure their membership levels. And so we're still getting accustomed to that, but they have, they kept the student membership, that's still free. But then they separated the professional memberships out a little bit, where there's a professional membership, executive level, and lifetime membership. Lifetime membership is only for people who are fully retired, not planning on coming back into the industry. So for more membership information, please check out WTS International's website. Obviously, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us, but particularly reach out to Marisa Ringelstetter. She is our membership chair. Beyond that, both private and public sector companies and agencies may partially or fully reimburse you for membership. And so definitely ask the question. And if you have you need any help or assistance, if you're working at a public agency, we do have public agency members on our board who have navigated this and are great resources for having that conversation, and can help you have those conversations with your agency or company about reimbursement, and talk about all of the great things that WTS does for you. If you want to know more about our monthly events and programs, whether you're a member or not, please join and sign up for our mailing list. You can do that on our website and sign up for our newsletter. And you'll get information about all of our chapter events. You can also follow us on social media. We have a LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter handle, and those are all, or Twitter, and those are all, our handles are all shown on the screen there. And that'll just provide you a little bit more information about the events that we have coming up. Speaking of events coming up, as Amanda mentioned, we have our annual awards and scholarship dinner, which will be on January 31st, reinforcing the fact that registration closes tomorrow. So if you are interested in attending, highly recommend you sign up by tomorrow, or you might miss the opportunity. If you're interested in joining the board, as we mentioned, and helping kind of organize and plan this event, get to know, myself, Amanda, and the rest of our amazing committee chairs and executive board, our next board meeting is February 8th. That's going to be at Mark Thomas's office at 12 p.m. And again, you can reach out to me. I'll share my email address at the end. And I'll get you looped in. You can also attend virtually if need be, but we do like to try and meet in person once a month. Amanda alluded to this, but on February 21st, we have the Society of Marketing Professional Services and WTS Transportation panel. That's going to be a Sacramento region focused panel talking about the future of transportation over the next couple years. We have representatives from SACOG, City of Sacramento, Sac County, and Sac RT. So we're really excited. Should be a great event. And that is going to be at the Kimpton Sawyer Hotel. February 26th at 12 p.m. we have our lunch program. That's going to be UC Davis ITS talking about transit station and implementing bike and ped improvements. And so that registration will be opening for that event soon. March 27th, again, Amanda mentioned this already, but we have the Sacramento International Airport Improvement presentation, and that's on March 27th. And then March 23rd, April lunch program is the Caltrans Transportation Equity Index. So that's all we had as far as presentation goes. Thank you all for attending. We will answer any questions, and my email address and Amanda's email address is on the screen. I think Amanda will also put it in the chat though. So I'll take a pause. I'll actually put back up our upcoming events so that you can review those and block out time in your calendar if you're planning all the way out until April. But that concludes our presentation. So thank you all so much. Any questions? One committee chair that we didn't really highlight because it's not, there's not a committee, but our hospitality team is just fantastic. And Ray Nicole and Candace, I see, are both on screen right now, and they're very helpful in organizing and setting up and welcoming our members to various events. So that's a position that takes many people, and they're fantastic. So just seeing them on the screen, wanted to give them a shout out.
Kira, we have a question if the lunch programs in 2024 will be in person.
Yes. So the reason why we did this one virtually is we wanted to make it a little bit more accessible to everyone. If you don't have the time to come down to SACOG, all of the other lunch programs will be in person, and it'll be hybrid. So you could either go into the SACOG. So all these February, March, and April will be in person, or if you'd like to sign up virtually, you can also attend online.
Thanks for that question, Kristen. Great question.
Yeah. I think primarily we've moved back to in-person. I think this one, again, this is a little more casual, where we're just trying to talk about what WTS Sacramento does. And so didn't feel the need to make it super formal. We just want, people to hear about all the programs, because you might only see a few programs each year. And there's a lot going on behind the scenes, especially with our UC Davis chapter and Transportation U. We don't really see, unless you're reading the newsletters, you don't really see a lot of those programs that are kind of being done a little in the background, that aren't necessarily events that our members attend.
Gina is asking if we will be able to share the presentation.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we recorded it as well, so we will be sharing the recording, so you can pass it along to any of your interested parties who might be interested in joining WTS as members, or again as board members. We're always looking for volunteers, and love to have new faces join us. Any other questions? You feel free to raise your hand too if you want to say hello or ask any questions in person, live. Well, feel free to take down my information and Amanda's and reach out if you have any questions, or are looking for different ways to get involved. There's lots of different commitment levels. And so I think that's important too, is like, if you're only able to commit a certain amount of time, we'll definitely try and meet you where you are. So
I can also add to those of the folks that are from Caltrans on the call still, if you have questions about how to get your membership reimbursed on your TEC, you can also reach out to me for any questions about that.
Well, we're not going to hold you hostage till 1. I hope you all have a great rest of your Thursday, and we hope to see you at our next event, the annual awards and scholarship dinner, and take care.